I can count. I'm just drinking some Coke. All right, let's do this, shall we? Oh no, I'm not live here yet. Well, I'm live there, but you know what I mean. Oh, all right, we shall start. We shall start the stream. So, today, I have figured out the iOS builds. They are now working. They still take a shitload of time, so I would also like to figure that out if possible. But that is going to be what we work on today is iOS bug fixes, because it's wait, what? I am live and chat is working. Chat is working. That's, hey. The amount of times that like the web UI chat works in YouTube Studio is very, very low. So yeah, today, iOS bug fixes. So that means I need to get the backup modal working. That's not working. And then also the video stuff I haven't really implemented on iOS at all. Also, the live banner isn't working on iOS, so I need to figure out what's going on there. So those are kind of like the three things that I want to work on, and then we'll figure out what we continue to work on after that. So, yeah, let's dive into it, shall we? So we are on iOS yak shaving. So yes, that is the branch that I want to sit on. Oh, also I need to start sharing with Omarkey. There we go. So now we have that being shared. Okay, so let's see what I was doing yesterday, and I think I actually popped some stuff because it wasn't necessarily working. I should rename that back to just like Dante. Also, it shouldn't be. I want it like airdroppable, I guess. That would be interesting if I like airdrop videos onto Dante, which Pura is looking at specifically. I wonder if I can. Oof, Eugene's not here. I wonder if I can. Wonder how simple that would be. I don't use OS X or iOS. Remember? Yeah, those builds are deadly. Okay, so we hit backup, and then. Yeah, it takes a while and then it just disappears, right? So the dialog itself is working, but the thing that's not working is this share file, right? So what this should be doing is it should be share settings. Is there? But create default just... Maybe I need to build Android for this to start kind of doing a thing. And yeah, the live banner is not working here. Because if we look at Android right now, yeah, there's a live banner. So if I'm live on Twitch, it should say LiftBro's live. Sorry, I need to turn streamer mode on desktop. Streamer mode. I want. How do I just enable activity privacy? Billing, gifts, nitro, notifications, connections, authorized, content, social. Okay, I can't find it, so I'm just gonna try and close it and hope that nobody messages me. Okay, if you know me on Discord, don't message me. I guess I should look over there. I need to set this up better, because right now, like, I have all of chat over here, but the camera's up there, so I keep on looking over here. I don't know. I think that's fine. I guess like I'm looking at whatever. It's all good. So we have file kits, which we've updated here. Right, I can't click the yeah, so we have the sharing, and then so we did share it. So why? We did share it. So why is this not working? I was getting an error, and then I updated to the latest version of FileKit, and then we're good to go. There was also something that I realized where I don't want to thinking. There was also something like this music is for some reason not keeping me focused right now. So I updated the version, and then there was also something I noticed where there's another way of launching the share sheet where you can just call remember instead. I did tinker around with that yesterday while I was trying to get iOS working, and I couldn't get it working on Android. So Android works right now. So like if I switch to it, then I'm gonna have to fix, and it could have been that I implemented it wrong, I guess, right? But so that would be a system where instead of just saying backup finished and then just like this performs everything, it would be like backup finished. So it would create the file, right? And then there would be, so what I ended up doing, I guess I'll just show what I did, is I also created a transient like backup file. Which was a platform file, right? So this could be null, right? So transient just means that when it's serialized, so if somebody rotates the device, the file is gonna like this is yeah, the file's gone. Right, so what I ended up doing, well, the file, this reference to the file does not come back from rotation or from being like serialized and deserialized. It gets ignored. So, and then what would end up happening is I would comment out, or I would move all of this. So what would happen, yeah, I guess we'll just do the whole thing and see if we can tinker around. So it's also probably just a better way of handling this. And then we have share file, file, platform file, backup event. I actually don't think I need this to be there at all, because we have the event that comes through. All right, data class instead of data object. And what we end up doing is we just go dispatcher, which I don't think we actually have a dispatcher here. Well, we do, but I just didn't name it. So dispatcher, backup file. Oh wait, yeah, I need backup event dot share file. There we go. And then what we do, I guess I'm going to keep that there, is we take all of this, and then is backup event share file. There we got this. All right, so this should work on both platforms. So I'm gonna run it on iOS and run it on Android. Right, so really it's just splitting this up into two different events. The reason I think that is actually important is to see how many people like actually share it, or you know what they end up doing with it. So I really just want to find a location for it. Well, that's not good. Oh, can't. Database issue. The thing I also don't like about this is that I can't like, so it's an expect, but it seems to do it all asynchronous, which is fine. But I want this like I want this dismiss to happen after I know that the file is actually saved, right? But this just fires and there's no return value, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I also did even comment like this should be somewhere else. So also there's an option where if so it's working on Android. It's working on Android. Let's check how iOS is going. Oh, Sushi Roll, thank you for the sub on Twitch. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Very much. Almost at 5. I need to figure out how to make this build faster. So I don't really know. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start just running an agent on it, and we'll see what it can come up with. My iOS builds when running scripts / deploy iOS device are very slow on slow. I want them to be a little faster. Alright, so this is now installed. Back up. Still nothing. It just shared, nothing. We're good. Okay. Maybe some caching or something could be implemented. Give me some options. The script SSHs into a local server and builds to a specific device using Fastlane. Alright, so that's going to be going there. Okay, so still nothing with the backup. I mean, I guess like I should have guessed that, right? Because I'm not really I didn't change anything here. So there was something as well where if I go into add option UI activity view controller. So this defaults to nothing. Is this what I have to be sending? Because I think... Can I see where... Am I only getting... All right, let's back out a bit here. I think we're going a little too deep. So ShareFile works on Android. It does not work on iOS. Why is that happening? Okay, so we did get a response. Rsync copies project over network, runs Gradle W, via gym, install, key bottleneck. Our data is stored in Fastlane build, but build is excluded from rsync. This means every deploy your Gradle daemon is called start of Kotlin native repos from scratch. Xcode as a full rebuild. That's the biggest win. Preserve derived data on the host, on the remote. Highest impact. Okay, so just add more rsync exclusions. Reform Gradle daemon. What? Drop Z compression on local network. Okay, we're gonna do that later. So I need to be able to get a you want to have GLM 5.2 looking to slow builds as well. Interesting. Maybe in a bit. This one's easy because right now, like, this one should be simple. It does seem simple. I really just need to exclude a lot of things because, like, what I'm doing is I have this deploy iOS device. So this is basically just the script that I'm running. So this is the local host. This is the remote path that I want to push to. And what it's doing is it basically uses rsync and just pushes everything to my local server. Right, so it pushes everything to Dante over there, and then it builds. So then it just SSHs into Dante, and then just builds this device, or builds debug for whatever device I have, which in this case is just this phone right here, right? So which is the one that I'm connected to on the screen. So that's all fine and dandy there, which is great. But I think what's happening is if what OpenCode just told me is correct, which is kind of what I assumed, is that, like, there was caches being blown out or things weren't being cached in any way. So because I'm not excluding things like I say I'm excluding builds here and builds here, but they're saying there's other things that I could exclude. And also apparently there is a clean flag true. So yeah, there's a bunch of things I can do there, but I'm gonna sit around for a minute and let's figure out, like, what's actually going on. I want to get the thing that I want to do is I want to get iOS. This would help me develop faster, like if I could build faster, but like I also don't know what's going on here. So, like, why is share file not working? I did notice that there's this, like, create default in the UI kit UI activities controller, which just returns a negative, or sorry, not a negative, so, like, I create my own default one that gets a UI activity view controller. But what is a UI activity view controller? I have a main view controller, which is a compose UI view controller. which is just a UI view controller. UI activity view controller. Standard services, copying items to the pasteboard. Inherits from UI view controller. File kit UI activity view controller. Let's go back into, yes, this is it. So where is the, they have like documentation somewhere, like actual documentation. Okay, so installation, we did all of this. So we had to do 14.1 because 14.2 was causing that error, so I reverted it 1. Dialog setup. Linux setup. Why? There's no iOS setup. It's required to set up FileKit dialogues on Android and JVM targets. All others are supported out of the box. Okay, so this is FileKit dialogues. FileKit dialogues compose. All right, let's try this just with recording screen. Oh wait, no, I can't go to the recording screen. Sure, just here when we. Oh wait, no, because the file's not there. Okay, what I need to do is put that transient file back here. Platform file equals null. So now the reducer, which I don't have one, so when events is backup event dot share file state dot copy file equals event dot file and then else state, because I don't really care right now. Oh right, because I did that. Okay, so we have that. I will copy this out. And then we go to the backup dialog. The backup dialog. When we call backup finish, so if that's going to be a launched effect state.file. If state.file is not equal null, yeah, then we have to share launcher, share file launcher, and then share launcher dot launch state.file. I guess since it's transient, it can't do the thing. And there we go. So now what's going to happen is, because of those changes I made, backup interactor, I got rid of this because I don't actually need it. So now what's happening is the share file is not actually doing anything. So the side effect share file is not actually doing anything. While I'm explaining this, I'm just going to build. I don't want to change that. I want to change this. Bonk. So backup finished. So the backup is finished. We're basically creating the file, and then we're dispatching to share file. And when we share a file, oops, I'm not finished here. The reducer is going to set the file within the actual state. And then within the UI, if I don't want that one, I want, yes, here. So in the UI, if the file ever changes, so then this launch effect is going to trigger, and if the file is not null, then we're going to launch the share launcher. And let's see if this works for Android as well. Ooh, I was covering chat with this. Okay, so let's see. So it still works on Android. And there's no way I can really like trigger off of that. Oh, FileKit. You're so good. FileKit, you're incredibly good. Developer, if you're watching, please make your things return whether or not they were shared correctly or not. Or like some sort of response. Anyways. Okay, so that works on Android. That is promising. Let's see how it does on iOS. Well, I guess in share file, yeah, I guess in backup, like dialog, interactor, because I don't know if it actually worked or if it didn't work, right? So the backup interactor, I have to still dismiss. I don't know if it actually happened. All right, iOS is building. Fingers crossed, all right? Hey, it worked and it came up behind, which sucks. But this other fix that I did will solve that. I guess I also need to do this. So this sucks because I don't actually know if it was shared or not. Oh yeah, I can't click there. So, but if I hit cancel, I can like airdrop it to whatever. I can message it. I can do whatever I want to there. So this is now working, and now it is setting up the repository. So we are setting things and then dismissing. So this is okay. Let's just double confirm that this is doing the flow that I want. right, because it's now in the actual composable. So the reason that's happening is on dismiss is being called. So on dismiss is being called, and this is part of the backup dialog, which I would like it to be part of the backup dialog. I could. So right now I have this standard like show backup dialog where there's like this on dismiss request and it kind of handles itself and all that jazz. I could also move that internally, so I would get rid of dismiss, and I would just have like show. Yeah, so that would just be a boolean, and then instead of on dismiss request, so this also passes in the on dismiss request, which does get called here. I don't like that anyways. That is, I'm not a fan of that. So what would happen? We would always be showing, we would always have this state. So this would always be, oh yeah, those would always be happening. Yeah, no. That's not a thing we can do. I guess because this coroutine dies, right? Okay, so what if I do something like this? What is this? It's a share result launcher. So now this would have to be the same thing. So share result launcher platform. Wow. No, I can't do that. So I don't need to call. Oh wait, yeah, because I don't need to call on dismiss here. I don't know why I'm passing that up, but I am. And then, so now, this any caller. Let's see how this works. I don't think this is going to work because I think I need to launch it in a coroutine scope. So let's, oh, right. Because really it just needs to be on like the parent view's coroutine scope, right? Because otherwise it's going to disappear. Ha, that works. Yay, it works. Woo! Okay, so now let's see if that works on iOS. Oh, all right, we got it working. So that's working here. And then we need to test on iOS, which is building. So if that works, then we can move on to the live banner, which I want to test. Why is the live banner not appearing? So the other thing, well, what I wanted to do today, but I didn't get around to setting up the stuff on the Play Store and the App Store last night, is right now LiftPro only works as a subscription-based app, right? So, well, no, there's free. So like most of the app is free, and then there's some stuff that's paid. Mostly like these things, so like advanced tracking metrics, and then there's going to be some more stuff coming. But I realized I don't like subscription services. I've never liked, I mean, we use them because it's the only place to get a lot of things, but I've never really liked Netflix. I've never really, I don't like Game Pass. I've never really enjoyed subscription, like content subscription services. I hate that I use the word content, but whatever. So I'm going to update LiftPro to not only be subscription for features, but also like pay $15. You get MERs for life type thing, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? And then I have like some AI features coming in the future. Those might be a little bit more expensive, or you can pay the $5 a month, right? Or you can just like pay $50 and you get the feature forever. All right, iOS and Android backup are working. I'm actually really happy about that. That was the one that I had the least confidence in, or the fix, because it's just, hey, let's try this SDK and see what fits. It does make sense though, because the static one that I was calling in the coroutine, it required a UI activity view controller, which I wasn't passing in, and I I mean, it's possible to get that from where I was, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to dig into. I could have made like a local activity controller field and then had an expect actual that had to get called, right? Like there are ways to do that. It just felt very very overkill for what I need, so I didn't do that. So yeah, now yeah, moving it into the UI, because then like my assumption is that what's happening in that remember is that it's actually pulling out whatever the UI activity view controller is for whatever it needs. My first iOS app I ever made was a super simple weightlifting app. Oh, nice. Reprogrammed to guide people through Jim Wendler's 531 boring but big program. Nice. That's awesome. That's actually something that I'm probably going to end up working on this week, depending on how far I get with stuff. Is I really want to. I'm just going to push that. I'm also going to just run some detect. That's one feature I hope to get to this week, maybe Thursday or Friday. Is I really want to do programs. Like I want to add programs to LiftBro, right? Where because right now it's literally just like you put a set in at a time and then you can add it to a workout, but like there's no idea of like working through a program or working through something like that. So I want people to be able to set up programs and use them. And that might even become an option for revenue where I can like sell programs within the app. Or there would be a marketplace or something. I don't know. But I want people to be able to share programs and like use programs and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be a two-part refactor though, because I need to refactor how workouts function, and then I can do how programs will work. Is this on the App Store yet? Hey, it's on the App Store. There is a subscription, but that's all. So it's $5 a month. But yeah, it's on the App Store and the Play Store. It's called LiftBro. There it is. I mean, but yeah, it is $5 a month. But hey, that's what it is. But if you would, I mean, hey, you already subbed to the Twitch. But what am I doing? I'm bad at selling stuff. Somebody's like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm like, oh no, don't. It's okay, you don't have to. Yeah, it's up. If you go to liftbro.ca, there's a link for the iOS app and the Android app. The iOS app is a little bit behind. Like I'm fixing all these bugs today because it's kind of broken right now. I need to get better at actually like launching iOS. I find it so frustrating to work with the App Store and like the app release process. I have no issue like working on iOS stuff. I find that process so annoying, so I always avoid doing it. So I need to, now that it's like all automated and I can like build using SSH and stuff, I should be able to like actually, you know, do the do. Okay. So that's back up. Now, why is the live thing not working? So you see, yeah, here how like the LiftBro live. You know what? I'm actually gonna take a quick break. Fuck, I forgot to fix that last night. It's supposed to show like the latest short that I posted that Nightbot, but it's just taking the latest video that's less than 2 hours, and that would be this one right now. So yeah, I gotta fix that. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break, step outside, get some fresh air. We'll be back, and we will fix this live banner thing. So yeah, see you all in a minute. Is this not working? Did you break? Okay, the Elgato deck itself is not working, but if I click it on the software, it works. I guess that's fine. All right, see y'all in a minute. Ugh. forgot some things. But no, I did not forget them. I am back. Babadaboo. Ugh. All right, let's. I gotta hit the buttons on the screen now. Craziness. Craziness. All right, let's dive in. So we have fixed the backup stuff. Now, why is the live banner not showing on iOS? So if the live source data stream, we are logging the response here. Oh, right, all this failed. Why? Unexpected spacing. Spacing around parens. I think that's fixed. Try running again. So unexpected spacing. Oh. Aha. So why could it be failing? I wonder if for some reason that URL is being blocked by the iOS operating system. Okay, so that's backup fixed. Let's close all of that. Yeah, we basically just want everything except the live stream stuff. So here we have this. So that one's empty. Checking live. So we have this home state which triggers everything. Okay, so we're building. Basically, I want to see what these debugs are. Because what might they be? Right? It could be. Alright, my phone's been fucking insane recently. I need a new one. It went from like lasting quite some time to on battery to like all of a sudden now it dies. Like I went from 50. I could have gone from normally I would go from like 50% to like 30 in like most of a day. Now like I went from 70% this morning to 0. Like it died while I was outside to 2 o'clock. So yeah, going through most of a phone battery in like half a day. Not like this phone's in good condition. I have dropped it, banged it up. 2 concurrent builds happening. Okay, that makes sense. It is HTTPS, so that should be fine. Oh. I guess there was a build. So I don't think I have visual on. No, I don't need to back up. I don't need to back up. I need to see visual on what's happening there, which I do not have visual on. So that was just a huge waste of time. Let's see if this one works. Because now a build is not taking place. I guess I didn't properly cancel the previous one. So I want to remove the derived data, which I think is what's happening when this run script happens, and that will speed up the cache significantly. Let's do that on the other machine, pull it here. Maybe let's talk a little bit about where did I do that? So maybe let's talk a little bit about this. So here's the current set for workouts. Like here's the current setup for workouts where we have a workout object can have multiple exercises, and then an exercise is linked to a database, right? So sorry, to a deadlift. So a deadlift, it's actually, I guess if I really want to do this correctly, it's a two-way link. So, and it's a many-to-many relationship, right? An exercise can have many workouts, and an exercise can have many movements, and a movement can have many exercises. And then sets are assigned to a movement. All right, let's see what. Checking live, false. Checking live. So now I want to, so I'm just going to turn false, but then I'm also going to like, come on, get out of my way. All right. So this is what it wants me to do for the changes. A second. Confirm the remote already persists Gradle build, fastlane build, including drive data because those jars are excluded from rsync with no delete. But I actually do want to add delete in. So Xcode and Gradle incremental builds should work between deploys. The rsync transferring more data than necessary. It is specifically the run script step after processing p lists of the fast lane build that is taking a very long time. All right, so this is building. What else could we be looking at while this is going? Because I don't know why this is failing, right? Unless the HTTP client is, unless I'm just an idiot and okay, so KTOR client engine Darwin did complete task error. Exception could not connect to the server. Path is satisfied. Exception NS URL error domain could not connect to the server. Oh, that's fucked up. Okay. Do I have to like claim URLs that I'm going to hit on iOS? Is that something I'm forgetting? Seems to be invalid on iOS. Are you including paths in your host name? I think iOS doesn't allow that. Try removing /API/v1 out of the host and place them in the path. Not really just called Multiplatform. It's a UI framework that doesn't deal with network requests at all. Closing as invalid. You check the file you take on utraf for follow. Okay, well, I mean. Comics I was running on a test device and they did not have access to local hosts running on my local machine. It's fine, I'm hitting a random server. Connecting to device, HTTP without first connecting to device X works fine. Two different URL session objects. Huh, okay, well. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want you to fix. I want you to... Yeah. I only want you to plan. Because I don't know what's... So, the path is unspecified, so I create... I create this. And then that allows cellular access, so that's fine. URL string. Android calls create configured platform. Okay, should be config. Uses a default request with config base URL. Native calls never references config base URL. Oh. Create. Sure, proceed. Let's see what it does. Whoa. Didn't want to stretch it, I wanted to move it. Okay, so Oh, right. I just had that. Wait. Oh, right. So I passed Darwin through with this. Right. I remember when I did this. Jeez. Okay, so now we should get this on iOS. Oh, we got a sub. I didn't hear the ring-a-ding. If you're watching, really appreciate it. Sorry, the ring-a-ding doesn't happen super consistently with YouTube. Looks like we did get a sub. Thank you if you're watching. Really appreciate it. Oh no. Okay, so what did it figure out now? So, makes sense. Compiles all shared Kotlin, static iOS frameworks. Let me check what's already in place for caching. Gradle caching, Gradle parallel, Gradle daemon common persists on the remote between SSH sessions. Method and sign task is auto-generated. Enable build cache, task outputs. Pre-warm Gradle daemon in parallel with rsync. Add a background SSH before rsync that starts the daemon. So I don't want to like run this right now because there are current changes. So I'm gonna hold off on that. Let's check what you're up to. Right, you have done what you are supposed to do. And I'm just waiting for the build to work, which it just started. Okay, so... Hey, live! Live, it works. Whee! Fix live, banner for iOS. Fix HTTP client creation on iOS. I do it that way because the titles of the commit messages are actually what get pulled to build my release notes. I know I don't use like whatever commits and stuff like that, conventional commits, but because I just have I get an AI to do it. But that's my plan. And then I double check it. But it is my local AI. Okay, so that is fixing that for iOS. Now let's try and fix the build issues. So that was you. So I liked all of these fixes. Yeah, proceed. And then I know I can delete. I don't really think that that first like initial SSH to do something is going to actually solve any problems, but we'll see. Proceed. Oh, and then I also need to get rid of all these debugs. That was the... Alright, so that's getting rid of all of those. Okay, so now we can submit all of that. I didn't commit anything. Why is it stuck? Oh, there it goes. Why is... It's thinking a lot about some stuff that it doesn't really need to. Thought I heard something weird going on outside. Oh, failed. Okay. Oh, I guess. I don't care about that one. As long as it's being, I really should actually just get rid of the rule, but I've already called the command. Ugh. There we go. Submit. Why I failed again? All right, there we go. Okay, what was another problem? What's another problem on iOS? I mean, this is all seeming pretty fine so far. That's a little annoying. Okay, it's 2:30. I'm going for an hour and a half. I think I want to create a PR of what I have. I do need to rebase onto main. I guess I stopped it from thinking. I want to test these iOS builds speeds. Ugh. Okay. Yes, let's make a PR of this. I really need to fix my my layouts. Let's check files changed. Right, so we moved a bunch of stuff we didn't need. We fixed the HTTP clients. We added this baseline. We added the keychain. We fixed a bunch of the pathing with how this works. We updated file kit. We fixed the share launcher thing. We updated the backup dialog to fix that. We've moved to caster, and then we also fixed the spacing there. So I think I'm good with that. Now let's see what CodeRabbit says and what everything says. But looks like iOS is back on track, and then I will, once that's merged into main, I can run the iOS pipeline again manually, and then we can get. There's another PR up that I have. There's another PR up that I have where I want to split up. Like, I know exactly how I want the pipeline to look. I want it to be. I release on Mondays, and then iOS is always going to be a week behind Android just because of the release schedule and how kind of fickle it can be. So Android's going to basically remain the same, where I release any day that there are changes, I'm going to push to beta, especially during the weekdays. I don't believe I'm going to do that on weekends. I think weekends I will just not build. I won't have an automatic build, but if I end up doing work on a weekend or something, then I can manually trigger it. And then, so every weekday there's a build if there were changes made that day. And then on Monday, it's going to release whatever the current beta is to production. That's just how that's going to work. Then iOS is going to be somewhat similar, where it pushes to test flight on the Monday, and then the following Monday, it pushes the previous builds to production, and then builds another thing for test flight on that Monday. So yeah, every week it's going to be about a week behind on iOS, but that gives me time to do testing and kind of figure things out. And again, I can how do I want to say this? I can manually run any of these processes as well. So what do we want to do next? Do we do this? If I do this, it's not going out to iOS with this release. iOS is already months behind. I want it to get out So this would be a pretty big refactor coming into iOS for the next release, which should be in a week. Everything goes correctly. Oh no, what I need to do is I need to get use current changes, use current changes. That's what I need to push, because now I need to fix the iOS video stuff. That's what I need to do. So multi-platform video, diving into it. That's what I need to do. Oh no 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 no! Did I blow that out? Yeah, these changes got blown out. We are deleting all changes. The changes were blown out. And you reapply the updates. And then I am going to put this on I'm gonna put this on top of... I should have pulled. Fuck. Okay, once it's done, I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna put this on top of iOS yak shaving, and then I'm going to branch off of iOS yak shaving for like the video fixes. So I guess that has to stay on iOS yak shaving. Wait, what am I on here? Yeah, just iOS yak shaving on video changes. Right. What? Why did my stash not save? Ugh. They were blown out again. Reapply. Oh wait. No. That's why this was weird. Okay, so pull. We're just gonna and then go to remotes, pull this, go back to local. Because my stash was over here, that's why. We're gonna pull the stash. We are going to Speed up iOS builds, SSH builds. And we're going to push that. Then we're going to go back to Android, and we are going to pull. And now we're going to work on the video updates. Okay, so that should be fine. I'm going to keep you open over here just in case there are updates that are required. And now we go. I guess I should sync. I also do just want to run. Let's see if this is any faster. I mean, I guess this build won't necessarily be faster, right? The next builds will be faster. Will be much, much faster. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, so I mean, it's gonna take a long time the first time. So, what do I need to do? Well, we have a lot of stuff that we actually need to implement for. So there's the video storage. So there's video player. Video player does not exist on iOS. Create missing actuals. So video player needs to be here. Okay, so. Then we have like video storage, local video storage. Oh yeah, this is something that this is actually something that we ended up doing individually. So iOS play video programmatically. AV player. Creating a cross-platform video component. This seems like exactly what I need. So on iOS, manage orientation changes using SwiftUI's. So AV player. Okay. File URL with path. I can just NSURL it. Sick. Okay, so I go. This is the first time that I've done this on the iOS layer. CUI kit view, factory. Okay, this makes sense. It's basically the same as Android view. So return UI view dot apply. Add subview. That was. Oh. I want to see how this goes. Let's update. I'm gonna get rid of this for now. Okay, let's see how this goes, and then I should be able to have the video player going. This should be faster in theory. Next, if I go here, oh, it's not. Oh, right, because I need to enable it. Why is this not being enabled? This is also why I need to fix that thing. Okay, well, nothing's being enabled right now, which is very confusing. Oh, I guess it's still called timer, but it still should be showing. Oh, now it's showing. Okay. Building project, phase script, no index. Oops. Why did that? Might have broken my build. We're gonna let it run one more time and then we're gonna build, and if it still fails, we know that's an issue. But then we're just gonna revert and continue. Alright, so we'll stash. We will check out here. Oh wait, no, what do I want to do? Oh. Didn't get rid of my changes here. Okay. Check. I shall take it. I was trying to do like a medieval knight thing there. I don't know if anybody heard that, but well, you didn't. Then oh, there's also like the camera stuff. Yes, we don't have a camera permission. Kotlin multiplatform request permissions. Module contains. Okay, so permissions. Let's say we're doing that. Permission state. Okay, so this is how his thing works. Without external libraries. Okay, this is what I want. What I really want is the iOS. So opt-in. What? So, specific implementation. These annotations used explicitly to interface in Swift, customize the name of person. A shared interface. iOS permissions. Programmatic. Oh, you didn't even. Okay. What build failed? To either add output dependencies to the script phase or configure it to run in every build by unchecking. Why is that an issue? Okay, I've handled this on Android in a way where it can all be called from the composable call site. I would like to keep this as self-contained as possible. Look for camera permission .ios.kt or camera permission .android.kt. Here's the issue. Root cause phase in iOS. This input pass and output pass can't do dependency analysis and must run, hence the warning. Edit the section to declare the file output. Add GCC preprocessor definitions configuration builder as input file. What scripts produces Xcode will run the scripts when core. So dependency analysis is file timestamp based, so it may skip the script even if Kotlin sources changed, since we're not listing all key KT files as input. In practice, a clean build or touching the output path should handle this. The Gradle build cache inside the script also makes cache hit builds instant, so the impact of an occasional stale skip is minimal. I'm gonna hold off on that. Comment interface. Here's the current state. Camera only, stable, matches immediate needs. Main threads. I plan on putting the audio behind another button in the future, so let's just do a video for now. So how would that work then? So we have a video player. This is the record set screen. On iOS, you don't have to ask for camera. Right, this doesn't do anything. How is this still building? Okay, so permission, real permission check. Base override with the initial check. Authorization for media type against AV authorized station. Authorized, store the immutable state of. Real permission request, replace request permission body to call. Granted, main thread dispatch. AV foundation callback arrives. Arbitrary background crew. User member coroutine scope plus main dispatch to update. Compose is granted state. Well, won't change. The common declaration stays the same. Stays the same. Proceeds. What is causing this to fail? Which one? Which? Okay, so it's running now. So here, this is just where I don't know exactly what to do, but I can definitely figure out what's wrong. I might take a quick break. What time is it? 3:12? Yes, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back while this does its thing. Right, the buttons aren't working. And then we will continue. Be right back. I'm going to have some of this. I haven't had enough. Be right back. And back. Ugh, all right. Okay, so what do we have here? Here's the plan. Camera preview, iOS camera, start recording, stop recording, release. Subject subclass conforming to file output recording delicate. Camera preview. Composable, empty, disposable, effect only. So camera position, yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to create a camera device, a preview layer. So similar to how I did the like the AD video stuff, so that all makes sense. Then the file URL, so we already have that. And then we update this. Open questions for you. 1, default to front. I will make this toggleable later. Works for me. If we don't add audio to the session, the video will have no audio tag. If we do add it, I also prompt the microphone permission separate from our camera permission handler. What would you prefer? Let's just add it and see how it goes. All right, now let's fix the iOS builds. Oh, did they still fail for? Why? So I fixed the backup stuff, so I'm back here. Okay, so that's going to, so ready to implement, yes, implement. This is the stuff that I will tinker around with once it is there. Didn't know what to grab. Coke was empty, then I didn't know where my actual Coke was. Okay. I also need iOS builds to start working. Cosmetic, the actual error is compilation finish. The Gradle daemon luckily picked up stale configuration cache. I just need to check Gradle.properties and make sure there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing of importance in there. Not that like there shouldn't be anything in your like project Gradle.properties. I just wanted to double check. But I also opened the right Gradle.properties. Wait, the correct Gradle properties. That could be dangerous. Can add input. Okay, so this should work as a build. Move NSURL import private right. So that was a Alright, okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna move this over here. And then I guess I just have to. Yeah, so sublayers is. Oh my goodness. So I can only add CA sublayers, so what if I just do it as CA sub layer Wait, no, it's just CA layer. So that's that. We move this back over. That's probably fine. What? So I need a NS error. And can I pass? Oh, there's a. What does that NS error do? Is a question I have. We're gonna try it with null though. And then we try to build. Oh, is this also... Can't figure out which one. Full, I think. Are we still live? Looks like we're still live. Android Studio is not... Oh, there it goes. What is going on? Oh no, did this mouse break as well? Oh no, it's working fine. It's just not working in Android Studio. Specifically not in the camera preview iOS. Wait, no, it's camera preview at iOS. Right, so this had an AV capture session. It should just be... I guess it would just be session. How do I do this thread thing now? Oh, it's just as state flow. Okay. We're just gonna do this for now. And then remove some of the imports that we don't need. Now we're gonna run. Now we're gonna run. Damn, this is failing because... Yeah, I can't access the build database, so this is still running, so it's gonna run and then it's gonna fail silently now because I closed it. Yay, I'm so smart. Or it'll just build and I'll be really happy. But that'll take longer. And I won't know. So I just gonna have to run it periodically, I guess? Like, what if I just run it? Righto. Tippy top righto. I mean, oh, I guess we got to run script, so it did fail. It was working. I mean, it's taking a while to fail. Maybe the cancellation actually worked. Just took a second. Come on, I want to get this video working. So I am going to release iOS. Your export method is looks like the fast lane ran into build archive error. Why? Oh. Why is it like users? Oh, right. Because that is actually over here. So I can say, take a look at the logs before doing anything. Bam. Okay, so now we have this, which I can't necessarily test. I wanted to look at GitHub. So we have iOS yak shaving, we have a bunch of comments. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that. What is this? So in the backup service, whatever. That's old. I don't actually care about that. The restore service. So we're gonna resolve that. Double share sheet launch. Say.file file is launched here and again at every call site. Oh, right. I didn't actually delete that. Backup dialog. So I really just want to do this. So it kind of sucks, but it's like, I don't like that I have to do that, but it's because if I launch it within this composable, then this composable will disappear, right? So it has to kind of call out to say like, hey, yeah, like share this file. Like this is the backup that has come Like it is dismissed. Here's the result launcher, and then there's also the file. I mean, really, it shouldn't actually give the share result launcher. I just want it to be easy. So, yeah. Anyways, okay. So that fixes that. No, that was it. Remove unused export method parameter from gem calls with skip archive true. When skip archive is set, gem skips the archive and exports phase entirely, building only to the derived data directly and resulting. Could that be the issue? Let's see. So export method development. I can get rid of that. There's no effect in this configuration. I'm gonna laugh hysterically if that fixes it. 'Cause that could be why it's failing. Hello. How are you?
Good.
Yes.
How is decoding?
It's going. I mean, iOS is in a pretty good spot if you want to flip around in it.
I don't.
It's fair. Because it's screen sharing and debugging and a bunch of things.
I see that now. You're literally scrolling.
Yeah.
So little.
It is. It's also a very old phone. It cannot update to the latest version of iOS. I think it's because I filled too much space, but which I don't even know how I filled too much space because I don't put anything on that except for LiftPro testing. So I don't know what would be on that. Yeah, if you use the production app, it's a little less chunky. Okay,
Like
so error.
dashboard v3 is permanent.
Huh? No, it's because these buttons don't actually work. So if you turn it on and turn it off, so toggle it, then turn it off. Now if you go back, it's not there. Well, it should. Maybe you have to do it again. The settings are busted. I need to fix them. It should be working, but it's not. Make sure you either change the export method and the selected provisioning profiles.
Okay.
What? That's fine. Okay, well. Okay, so that just didn't work. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of parallel. Yeah, we're just gonna allow always for here. So that's gonna be working on that. I gave it access to the logs. Oh wait, no, I think that's gonna be the wrong log now. Need to run this again. Okay, so fix backup dialog. I'm not gonna do these yet. So camera permissions. We're not gonna do the iOS things yet, so we're gonna fix that. Yeah, we're just gonna amend. We're gonna amend. Mend. Oh. Happy Tuesday, Phaedric. No, I haven't. I did go look at their board though. Yeah, so I haven't started work with them yet. But I also haven't really looked at them too much. I've been going through some other interview processes. One of which I got turned down from. I was kind of expecting to get turned down. I was surprised I got as far as I did. It was a staff position at a React Native company. And like, I don't know React Native, but like I did the coding challenge and I got through the process of the coding challenge, and the coding challenge, yeah, was like a take home assignment, right? So I guess I did well enough, right, well enough. And then yeah, I've not. Sorry, I had a Twitch chat covered, which is also why this red panda has not been banned yet. But I am gonna start at least looking more into that. Oh, I shouldn't have. Whatever. Kill demon, okay. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the conflicting demon and clear the stale lock file. Fix pre-warning. Instead of fire and forget background process, use reliable approach. Either remove. Okay, I shouldn't be showing this here. Projects just vibing away. My brain is turning into mush. That's fair. That's fair. And like vibing away is in like AI vibing away. I'm doing that a little bit right now, mostly because I'm diving into iOS stuff, which I don't know as well. I can't just pull out of my ass as well. The mandate is to use AI for everything. Sick. Token maxing to the moon. Token max to the moon. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, especially, I mean, it's the Wild West right now. It's the Wild West. Wild West out there. I mean, I do. My thought process on it all is like it's a tool. It's not a it's a tool. It's not a solution, right? And I think we're definitely. I know how to use it, but a lot of it is how do you use it within a team structure and make sure everyone uses it consistently. Can't do that on a solo R&D project. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah. How to use it within a team structure, make sure everyone uses it consistently. I keep on connecting and disconnecting my phone, my earbuds. Yeah. The thing that boggles my mind about this kind of thing is like the fact that it's a mandate. Like I don't think there's ever been, at least in my, I guess there has been a technology like this, but there's never really been a technology that's appeared in my personal career where it's been like you have to use this, right? Like for the most part it's been like, oh, there's this really cool thing, use it if you want, right? except for like maybe technologies within a project, like, oh, you have to use jetpackcompose because that's what the project is. But maybe email was like that, or maybe email was like that, or maybe, I don't know, something along those lines. Like there's one of those emerging technologies that was like, you have to use it. Most people lose their shit when Claude is down, like it was today. Yeah, I mean that's really the big thing, right? I remember being in a contract too, and I was asking like what they're up to, and they're like, oh, I ran out of tokens today, so like just kind of chilling. And it's funny, right? Like that is how it works, and the mandate at that company was also use AI. So that makes like even like doing like providing value to the company wasn't at that specific company, like providing, even if I worked without AI, like that would have been. All right, we're back. We're back. Looks like we're back. All right, we're back. We're back. Oh no, I lost that, but I can fix that. Stream died. It's back though. It's back. It's back. All right, let's just push with the current. Check the logs one last time before we go. Think I gave you the wrong ones. They should be correct. Now I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue that. We're so back, and then we'll continue that chat. Yeah, token maxing and everything is. Yeah. I also like. Yeah, I have thoughts, but I really need to go to the bathroom. Did a sports team score? Somebody was honking down the street. Yeah. Oh, hi.
Cute.
How's it going?
How much longer are you doing?
What time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Oh, probably at least another like half an hour to 45 minutes.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the dollar store now. Go for a walk.
Oh, to get your twine or whatever? Yep. Okay, cool. See you soon. Yeah, I mean, like, so I did kind of like try to ingrain myself in like the AI workflows a month ago or something like that, where I was like, all right, I got all these ideas, let's throw them at agents. Like, I'm a solo dev, this is supposed to be great, right? Like, I just vibe through it all and it's amazing. And I got like so down on the project that I was working on, Lift Pro. Like, I felt like I lost control of everything, and I kind of hated all of it. So I ended up not really wanting to work on it. It's really when I kind of just stopped streaming for, like, honestly, like, if you notice, I wasn't streaming there for like 2-3 weeks because I lost all interest in it. 100%. I was just like, yeah, it's not mine. I'm just kind of like providing this vague guidance, and it's doing whatever, right? So I just lost all, and I wasn't having fun streaming it. I wasn't having fun building it. So I just kind of, yeah, wasn't a great couple weeks. But like, using it for what I find it useful for, I like, especially this kind of thing where I'm like, I don't really know how to do this iOS iOS build stuff, and especially I've been bashing my head against it for months. So I'm just kind of giving up and being like, okay, I need to understand it. I'm reading through it. I'm not just like vibing it out, but it depends on, I mean, like, well, I was having a conversation about this with somebody before I was out with a bunch of people and we were talking about, so like one of them is a very pragmatic person, the other one does a lot of reading and is very artsy. So we were talking about like AI, and he was kind of, well, the one person was being a little bit pokey about like, oh yeah, AI can just like generate books, you know, just like write character outlines and like give vague reasons and then generate the book and read it, like writing is solved. And the other person lost their mind. Like they fucking, like, I've never seen this person like get so mad and yell. But they were just like, no, like there's no reason for that, like it sucks. And it really kind of like clicked a little bit where it's like, yeah, because I know that person is like, they're a very results oriented person, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, if I get it done and if I get the product out, like that's what matters. And if it's like up to quality or whatever, right? And to him, the reading is like, that person is somebody who watches a movie and goes like, oh yeah, the action was great. Like it looked kind of cool versus like, I don't know, that kind of thing. Not to say that if somebody thinks the action is great, that makes them bad at watching movies. But anyways, like the actual art practice. Oh yeah, 100%. Then that's what I like about it as well. And when AI came out, it really pointed out to me a lot of the people that I thought a lot more developers were in that mindset of like, oh yeah, like the structure of programming and the art of it, and like the structure and the learning and the journey of start to finish of programming is like what I enjoy about it, right? I thought more people were like that. It's like, there's a very good chunk, a large percentage that are in it for the money or the end product or the whatever, and hey, teach their own, right? Like a lot of people dove into this industry because a lot of people jumped into this because it was the moneymaker for quite some time, right? Which makes sense. I'm not gonna foo-foo them, but I thought it was more balanced in the other direction, but it in fact was not. Okay, so this crashed. Take a look at those logs again. Yeah. I gotta fix that stupid fucking prompt. It points to like the YouTube video that's out right now, but it should point to the latest short that I put up. But hey, you know, it's a tool, and there's no going back at this point, right? Like, I don't believe that systems like Mythos, and ChatGPT will always exist. I don't think those are sustainable by any means. I think that'll be like the first big bubble that pops. Is like these how do I say it? Like hosted, like centralized AI type things, as large as they are. But we'll see. Okay. And the log should be. The same log that I gave you before, dumbass. Yeah. I also don't like how aggressive AI has been getting recently. Like, I'll upload a photo of myself or something and be like, oh yeah, like, give me a silly hat or something. And it like, removes, it like thins out my cheeks and gives me a more chiseled jawline, and like completely alters everything about the photo. That yeah, not a fan of. Not a fan. Not a fan. Okay, so same error, different PIDs. Okay, cool. So proceed. So, oh, maybe I should have. Oh well. I really need to be able to check if the video stuff is actually working on the phone. Did you see I need to make sure the video stuff is working on the phone? Where did I put the... Oh, did I close the iOS device? Oopsie. Whoopsie poopsie. So this camera permission stuff should function now. I think that's everything that I was... there's also like this... Yeah, because the camera factory just returns... For native, it just returns the factory itself, which I really just needs to get rid of that factory, and it just needs to be part of dependencies. That was also like... So like... I don't know if Adric, if you're still there, but one other thing that I really dislike, or not dislike, but one thing that I also find interesting is like this was generated by AI, right? Like I was like, hey, I need to create camera stuff, like a bunch of camera stuff, just make a bunch of, and I showed it like the interfaces that I wanted. I didn't tell it to make a camera controller factory. I told it to just like use the dependency system that I had, right? I don't think I actually outlined that. But creating a skill that would say like, hey, when you're creating dependencies, like use these things, because it just kind of created a factory for me, which I didn't need. With a remember function that doesn't, like, it doesn't need to be there, I guess. It could just be remember camera. Anyways, so not a huge fan of that. Run the build script to test. Should remember what the build script is. Z tools. All right, now let's check GitHub again. Alright, yak shaving is good. There are 2 more comments on it. Alright, I don't care about that one. Imports an external import group. Whatever. Past linting. I don't care. Don't waste your thought process on that. Code Rabbit. Please don't. Okay, so now I also want to, so this is speed up iOS's SSH builds, which actually fucked. That didn't work. So code standards and documentation matter a lot. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, Phaedrix, yeah, you need to constrain it a lot. Documentation has always mattered, but now if you can't fake it, otherwise AA agents don't have any idea what you're building. People are realizing their value. Like people of all of these revelations of these concepts that defined good structured process decades ago. Oh, 100%. AI wireframe tool for websites. Josh Stoll. Yeah, I mean, it can work, right? Like, especially for wireframing and things. Like, it's definitely got its places. It's just, you ever heard that quote that's like, you know, somebody with a hammer, every problem looks like a nail? Ever heard that? Yeah, I mean, you're still gonna code it yourself. That's fair. But yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of in that boat, and I mean, like, especially companies, because there's like a boatload of fucking money being dropped down from like a giant basket, and like if the bucket to catch the money is directly proportional to how much AI you have in your application. Like I've been, there's a couple AI features I want to add to LiftPro, but like some of them I think will be like legitimately good features, but others I just kind of like, I don't really want it in the application, but it'll be good for marketing. What is the final build? And if the client is happy with the wireframe. Yeah, and for early stuff, POCs, I don't enjoy it for like creative POCs. Like people have said like, oh yeah, I'll use it for like early art assets or something. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it influences the end product a little bit more than people think, but especially if you're just going for like purely practical. Right. Makes sense. So I need to build iOS nightly beta build. So we are going to run this on main. And this should build iOS to production or to test flight. And then I'm going to test it on this hero phone. And then I'm also going to get Sarah to test it. And then and then we're good. Fuck, I need to fix that Nightbot. No, the nightly build broke. Adding to search list skipped. Why? Yeah, I just run Gradle test. Why is... Why is App Store Connect API key getting called? the fuck is going on? So run tests. Bundle install. Fastlane iOS test. Yeah, because you don't need... Why does this have to go wrong? What the hell happened? Why was this calling App Store Connect API key? Oh. Oh. App Store key ID, App Store issue ID, App Store. It's because this is key content or key path file. What the hell? Why? Calls from Fastlane at line 95. Key content or key file path is required. What if I do that? Oh, I need to... implement iOS camera, some of the bits. Oh, but this is on iOS yak shaving. So it's going to be one ahead. I just have to remember. Yeah, so it's going to be one ahead. It's going to see that for a little bit. So I have to go to main, fix, production or test flight, builds. We are going to go here, check for key content as well when signing. I think that's signing. Okay, so now we are going to run the action iOS nightly build, which is what this is, right? Like that's the iOS nightly beta build. So that failed. This was June 16th. So we are going to run this on the fix test flight build branch, run workflow. It should fail fairly quickly. I'm going to the bathroom. Because if it passes the test, I'm going to merge it. I'm just going to like hard merge it, and then I'll run it on main, and we'll see how it goes. Very excited. We are having jerk chicken tonight, and I put some two massive spicy habaneros in there. Very excited. It seems to be working. But why? App Store private key. Why don't I have the App Store private key? I think this is going to fail at build and release iOS, so I'm actually going to wait because I don't think the App Store private key is being passed in properly. So it's going to fail when it tries to publish. If it successfully publishes, I'm going to be very confused. Extremely confused. You know what? I actually think I am going to sign off because this is just going to be me staring at a screen. Unless I can think of a way to, or if there's anything that I can do while this is building. But I guess I can talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. So what are we going to do tomorrow? I will be streaming every day this week, unless something comes up. If anything comes up, it might be Thursday, but it's doubtful. So I'm going to be streaming every day this week. Tomorrow, I'm thinking. So these iOS builds are going to be working tomorrow. They have to be. So I need. They were working most of this morning, and then I tried to fuck with them. So yeah, we're gonna do iOS video stuff. If I can't do iOS video stuff, I'm going to start working on the workout refactor. So that's kind of removing the concept of exercises and having every set be assigned to a workout. And then I am going to each set for the workout. Yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Because then after that, what I want to do is I want to start working on like programs within the application. So being able to do, like, say I'm gonna start this program where like this is the first workout, this is the second workout, this is the third workout, so on and so forth. Because that would be really cool. Yeah, the video and that refactor are kind of like the key goals I have this week, at least for now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for the sub. Sushi roll, if you're here. And whoever subbed on the Yub Tubs. Yeah, I will be here all week. See you all tomorrow. Bye. 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 Oh no, I can't hit that button because it's broken. Because everything is yay.